Hi guys, got a little story about what's going on with my thyroid. So today is July 19th, I believe. So yeah, I've had a lot going on. So to give you like a backstory of my history, I have lupus, I have Sjogren's, I have rheumatoid arthritis without the rheumatoid factor, I have myasthenia gravis. I was diagnosed with a tumor on my pituitary gland at the same time back in December, I think it was, or no, it was January, when I went to the hospital for another episode of fatigue, and just my legs felt very heavy and my arms and everything. That's when I got diagnosed with the myasthenia gravis and the pituitary tumor in my brain. And the only reason why they found that is because they did another CAT scan to rule out another stroke, which, by the way, I've had 2 strokes and blood clots in my lungs 3 times. So I have a lot of fun, not really, haha, medical background history. So the latest thing is I was doing like a lot of traveling in June. So I went to Green Bay I live in Florida. I went to Green Bay to visit my grandbabies for about a week, little over a week. And then I came home for a week and I noticed it was probably, I would say, the week of the weekend of the 9th of July. So I had noticed that my lymph node was very swollen on the left side. So I still went to California because I already planned to go to California for Father's Day to surprise my dads. They didn't know, so it was really kind of nice. Not having any kind of symptoms or anything with that swollen lymph node. It was just very prominent. It was like this one was the size of like a grape or even a grape tomato. And this one is about the size of a pea, you know, the normal size of a lymph node. So anyway, I got back on the 19th. I was totally fine for about a week and a half. And then I started having extreme fatigue. This was like around the week of the 26th. I started having a lot of fatigue, and so we're still in June here. I just couldn't get out of bed. I was sleeping like 16 hours a day, and so I called my primary care doctor on Thursday the 30th, and they didn't have any appointment for Thursday or Friday, and I think they only work half a day on Friday anyway. And then he was going to be going on vacation for 2 weeks, so they said the soonest they could get me in was going to be on August 1st. So I went ahead and made that appointment. But then I just still didn't feel good at all. So I got an appointment in on the 3rd of July with my rheumatologist, Dr. Cohen. And he was very concerned about it with all my history and everything. So he ordered a soft tissue CT of my neck. And then I called the imaging center, and they said they have to wait a week for authorization. So they scheduled me for literally a week later on the 10th. Well, I wound up going to ER on the 7th because I was not only having that fatigue still, but now I was having really bad abdominal pain, which would be like in the area of my spleen. And so, you know, I start worrying about things. With Sjogren's, you could get, it can turn into lymphoma. So that was my thought, you know, with the swollen lymph nodes, that area, because I'm a nurse. I have a history of a nurse. I've been a nurse since 1999. I graduated in December 1999. So I know where my body parts are. So where that was hurting, it was in the spleen area. And I'm like, oh God, so that's another lymphatic kind of thing. So I'm thinking lymphoma. Oh my God. You know, it's just like my mind automatically went there. And so he's like, well, we'll just see. So they set me up for the that scan on the 10th, like I said before. But when I went to ER with those pains, they went ahead and did it because I told them that I was supposed to be set up for that, that I had that appointment on the 10th. And they said, well, we'll just go ahead and run it, which is very odd because usually the ER always tries to get you to go outpatient. So I was very thankful. They went ahead and ran that CT of my neck and my abdomen. They found my spleen was enlarged, but what's worse is they found that I had a lesion on my thyroid. And I was like, okay, that's new. That's never happened before. So I got a hold of my endocrinologist because since I had the pituitary tumor, I have been seeing an endocrinologist because I have that pituitary tumor. I have an adenoma on my adrenal glands. So this is all like endocrine type stuff. And so is the thyroid. So as soon as I found that out, I immediately made an appointment with my endocrinologist. I got an appointment on the 12th of July. They ordered labs. And I got that ultrasound done on July 14th. So it actually showed 3 nodules. It wasn't just one. So the original CAT scan showed this to be a 2.4 centimeter nodule. But when they do the ultrasound, because it shows finer, and the ultrasound is very good in diagnosing and diagnostic tool for the thyroid and thyroid issues. So they found out it was actually 3 of them. And 2 of them, well, they were all Thyroids level 4. So Thyroids is, there's a specific point system that radiologists go by when they're looking at these nodules. And as far as it goes from level 1, which is appearing to be a benign or even a cystic, like a cyst in there, all the way up to 5, which is extremely high risk for being malignant. So I'm a 4, which is a moderate risk. So all of my scans were, all of my lesions were on a Thyroids 4, which is moderate suspicion. So I'm having an ultrasound on my thyroid done today. And like I said, these are all in the left lobe of my thyroid. So I will be having that ultrasound today, which is, like I said, the 19th of July, 2023. And I will keep you guys updated on the journey and see what we go through and see what happens from here. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. See ya.